Hiya, so I'm interviewing Anne today. We're going to have a little chat about COPD and how it affects you personally, and your family life, and you know everything that goes around with it, to give people a better idea of how COPD affects individuals.
It's very hard. It's harder for the family than the person going through it, because it becomes a matter of norm
Okay.
when you're dealing with COPD. I was diagnosed, about 8 or 9 years ago,
Okay.
and I didn't take it seriously.
Yeah.
I smoked,
Okay.
and then 5, 7 years, something like that,
Yeah.
not long after, I was really poorly. I couldn't have walked from here to the conservatory. So I made a decision that was it. I was going to give up smoking.
Okay.
And I stopped dead. And I haven't touched a cigarette since. I haven't. And what I did as an incentive to me was I saved £2 coins. And since then I've saved about £4,000. I haven't got that many because it's gone on different things. But that's roughly what I've saved. Psychologically, to deal with it, what I did was I told myself if I had another cigarette I would die, and I don't want to die because I ain't ready.
No.
And it's worked for me. It may not work for other people, but it's worked for me. I've got far too much to live for. I suppose really I ought to start at the beginning. 12 years ago I was in Darlington and I went on a 4-day course and I spent 9 days in intensive care. They thought I had cancer in my stomach. It wasn't, it was a hernia. So I got over that. 10, 11 years ago I had breast cancer. That was just a blip. Another one. So I lost all my hair, I had a wig. I dealt with that. And then I'm diagnosed with this COPD. And it's just a blip. Again. I've had a few scares. 12 months ago I was told to get my life in order. So I've organised my funeral, which is fantastic. And it's great fun. It is. I can tell you what I've organised if you want me to. I was having one song, but I've changed my mind from that because I was having Another One Bites the Dust. But Tom and Sophie had that for their wedding song, so I can't do that to them.
Right.
So I'll find something else.
Okay.
Family only at the Creme. And then a service of remembrance at the church in Ledbury. As the family walk in, I want Wind Beneath My Wings, Bette Midler.
Absolutely beautiful track.
Then Matthew can say, everybody can say whatever they like. I want Win Him, sing Hosanna, because I love that song. It's such an uplifting song.
It is.
It's lovely. And then Hilary, my undertaker and also my friend. I've written my own eulogy. And it's all the daft things I've done in my life.
That's wonderful.
You know, danced on the pool table down the full picture and stupid things that people are going to laugh at and say, yeah, I remember that. And then when everybody goes out, they have got to dance to Tiger Feet coming out the church.
That's brilliant.
And then at the Legion for a good party.
Brilliant, fantastic. Yeah.
That's what I want.
Yeah,
That's fabulous.
that's fabulous.
After I was told that, and I was put under the hospice then, and they are fantastic, it's artistry, they really are beautiful people. And so I got all that sorted. I did, and then I thought, this ain't happening to me. So I fought it. and I will continue to fight it. Then, beginning of November, I went down because they put me for a lung transplant down at Papworth. And I went down a few times and I had loads of questionnaires I had to fill in and everything like this. And on the Friday, I was due to go on the Monday for a 3-day stay for some more tests. I had a phone call from them. I couldn't have it done. My antibodies are too strong. So no matter what anti-rejection drugs I was to take, my body would never ever accept them and I would die. So that course, that devastated us all. Because that was a lifeline. But it's not to be. So hey ho, we're here now. Then they suggested I went to Birmingham to have, it's like they laser a big part of the lung, so it gives the lung more room to breathe. But that's out of the question because they don't think I would survive not so much the operation but the after op. So that's fine. That is. So, and like I say, towards the end of November I wasn't very well. I'd gone out and I came out and I couldn't breathe. My granddaughter was with me and a friend of mine. They got Daniel, my son, and Steve, my husband, came to the old people's home where I was at this function. And because when I was in Darlington, my friend Lynn was with me as well. I turned to Lynn in the back I was in the back of the ambulance, and I said, "This is a bit of deja vu, isn't it, Lynn? Beam off again." And that is the last thing I remember. I remember nothing until I came through on the ward and all my family were around me. And I don't want to know. They told me like that I don't care what anybody says. They could call me skeptical, they could call me what they like, but I can still see them now. My parents, they both died in their early 60s. They're both in their 90s if they'd lived now. They were there. I could see them. "Not yet, kid, you're not coming yet." And loads of other faces around me. And I said, okay. And I woke up and Thomas was talking to me, my youngest. And apparently the first words I said, "Well, where's Oakley?" And
that's our grandson.
That's my baby grandson.
Beautiful little man.
And it took me a long time. I was in hospital for nearly a month in Hereford and in Ledbury, which I can't fault my care. I cannot fault my care. And I'm here now. I've got to tell you one thing. Zoe's friend Jay and Matt, my son Matty, they turned to me and they said, and Matty said it, well, I said it in my speech, didn't I, at the renewal? God and the devil had a row. They couldn't decide who wanted me, so they sent me back. Because the devil's frightened I'll take over, and so is God.
Damn straight. Damn straight. You haven't seen this woman when she got a mindset or something.
You know, like, and now, like last week I went out for lunch twice. I went for lunch twice this week. Wednesday morning last week I went for breakfast, then I went for lunch, then I went for afternoon tea. 3 different places. It was organised, I did it. I go out when I can. I go. If I'm able, I go. I'm quite an independent person, although I'm very lucky with my family. My husband's fantastic. He really is, honestly. He does most of the housework, he does most of the cooking. You know, he doesn't moan.
Much.
He don't. He's as
Teasing.
good as gold.
I know.
I says to him, do you mind if I go? He says, no. He knows that I have to do it when I can,
Yes.
because come the winter, I ain't going to be able to go very far. And in this hot weather, I haven't been able to go out. You know, and I don't give in easily. Sometimes you have to give in and have a rest.
Yes.
You
Yes,
know.
you do.
And that, but no, I'm me. I live my life. I do what I want when I want, and if I don't want to do it, I don't do it. It's as simple as that.
One thing, if I could ask,
Yeah.
if you could give
One bit of advice.
one bit of advice to someone that's newly diagnosed with COPD or any lung condition, what would it be?
Don't ignore it. As soon as you feel that there is something not right, don't ignore it. Get it checked out. Give up smoking if you smoke. Not all mine was, of course, through smoking. It wasn't. It was through circumstances at work and what have you. Look after yourself. Don't give up. This is not a rehearsal. You've got to live your life to the full, because this ain't a rehearsal. You don't get a second chance. Nobody's ever come back and said, oh, don't bother, you know. You've got to live it to the full.
You got to. Only one time round in this skin,
Yes.
isn't it?
Yeah,
It's only one time round in this skin.
exactly. You've got to. But be sensible, but enjoy your life. But don't just take things for granted anymore. Grab every opportunity with both hands and hang on tight and just go for it.
So, Anne, obviously you plan to get your wedding renewal
Yeah.
vows renewed back last year, but obviously you had to bring them forward. Why was that?
Well, originally we were going to do it in September this year,
Yes, that's right.
but I was advised by the hospice and by the hospital to bring it forward.
Okay.
And that because, to be brutally honest, I could go just like that,
Yes.
with no warning. But I don't think about that. That's not going to happen to me.
Right.
I don't allow to.
Okay. Okay.
I got too much to do. But no, that's why we brought it forward, and we had great fun doing it.
Yes.
We did, you know. It was lovely. But like I say, there's still lots more. My bucket list is getting longer and longer.
Is it?
Oh yeah.
What's on your bucket list?
Well, I want to do the wheelchair thing next
The
year.
wheelchair race.
I have been away with my family in this country. I want to be able to go in and have a swim. I can't go into a pool because of the humidity. I can't breathe. And of course having this, but I would love to be able to go and swim in a pool somewhere. You know,
When's the last time you went swimming?
oh Christ.
Can't quite remember.
Oh, I can, yeah. My sister Jenny, Stephen, my husband, and I were on holiday in, I can't remember, we were abroad
Yes,
somewhere.
yeah.
And we decided to go in the pool. It's sort of daft thing we do, this is. And anyway, it was the deep pool. So Jen jumped in and I thought, where's she gone? You know, because she just went down and down and down. So I went in down the steps. And we were halfway across and we were swimming. I said, Jen, I can't breathe. I said, go and get me my inhaler. Of course, Jen leisurely swims to the other side. There's me going, can't breathe. Swims to the other. I said, Jen, hurry up. And her saunters around and saunters back, and there's me trying to get out the pool. But yeah, that was the last time.
Okay, okay.
Few years. But yeah, that's just, you know, stupid daft thing that we do.
Yeah,
We take it for granted that,
we do take it for granted.
you know, we can swim, we can do whatever we want.
I can't.
You can't.
I can't even take my grandson in his pram for a walk.
No.
I can't take the dog for a walk. Because I can't walk to the garden. But some days I can't walk.
Up here, out here,
Out here.
this far to here.
I can't. Some days I struggle to walk from the sitting room into the kitchen.
Mm.
You know, I can't do it. I can't, you know. And I wish I could.
What else is on your bucket list that you can do?
Oh, I don't know.
You might not be able to swim, but
Yeah,
I want to be able to have just one swim.
yeah.
I do. I want to do a lot for charity. I always do like to do things for charity.
You always have.
You know.
You've always given.
Oh yeah.
You've got a huge heart.
You know, like I want to make people more aware of COPD and Breathfest.
Yes.
You know, because it's a horrible illness. It is. It's very
Debilitating.
debilitating, you know.
Dilapidating.
But a lot isn't known about it, like cancer and what have you. You get a lot of public money and research going into cancers, which is lovely, don't get me wrong.
No.
But COPD, chronic pulmonary lung disease, you don't hear a lot about. Because people say to me, well, what's the matter with you? And then I try to explain to them what is actually wrong. And they go, oh, you know, and it just goes straight over their head.
It's because it's
not talked about.
It's an invisible disease, so to speak.
Yeah.
Is on the appearances that Anna has an oxygen line, and you know, now deeper into the illness she cannot actually breathe properly. It's still classed as a invisible illness, and people, if they can't see it, they tend to ignore it, and that's why it's important to raise the profile, raise the awareness of it, and more research into the pulmonary rehabilitation, you know, is needed, and people need to be made more aware that you can prevent it first. You can first and foremost prevent it. And smoking is part of it. It isn't all of it.
No, it's not all of it.
It isn't all of it.
it.
There are lots of different factors with lung diseases and different forms of lung disease. But we just need to raise the profile, and with Breathfest, that is what I aim to do.
Can you tell me, Zoe, where you got the idea from Breathfest and what your aims are?
I knew about Breathfest, about COPD through my dad being quite poorly. It wasn't. I hardly knew anything about it, so I researched it. I researched it because, as with anything, heart disease, lung disease, you have one. You need to know, and I think prevention is always the better way. Prevention is the better way, definitely. I smoke. I still smoke. I don't smoke like I used to smoke, and I will be eventually giving up smoking. I don't have COPD, but a lot of my family and my friends really do, and they have it to an extent that makes me ashamed that I still smoke, even the occasional, you know, the occasional time. The research, you don't hear of pulmonary research. You don't hear of it, and events to raise awareness.
You don't hear of them.
You don't hear of them. If you live in London, they have a few and far between events, but we're not living in London. We live in the heart of the countryside, where Breathfest, you breathe. It's a breath. It's a breathe. Breathfest. It's all about.
And it's hard sometimes.
It's all about raising the profile, so people can see that it isn't invisible, and it affects lives. It affects up to 1 in 5 people. The figures are probably even more now. This is. I started researching 5-6 years ago, when I found out close people close to me, like yourself, had the condition.
Yeah, it's not a nice condition.
No.
It isn't.
No.
And you find it very difficult to breathe. You know, you
Just
gasp
talking
it.
about it, I have not got COPD, but
Yeah.
I feel on my chest
Yeah.
that I can't really breathe. But that's the kind of person
Just having
I
a
feel.
conversation like we are now,
Yeah,
it's very tiring.
yeah.
We can see it's actually, you know, what it's
It
actually
does,
doing.
it drains.
Absolutely, I can
You know,
understand.
eating drains
Yeah,
because you're using so much energy to chew and to cut and to eat. You know, it's like when I have a shower, I have to sit down and I can't wash my hair in the shower because I can't breathe, because I can't have
yes,
water on
yeah,
my
yeah,
head.
yeah, yeah.
So I have to hold the shower. Getting up in the morning, because I've got a machine in the bedroom, because I've also got sleep apnea as well. So I wear a full face mask and I have 2 machines going at night. Oh, it's great. You know, like, it's just like, you know, one of those things. But the sleep apnea machine now is that it blows air into my lungs because I'm not strong enough to get rid of the carbon monoxide. It gets rid of it for me,
Yes, yeah.
you know. But I wake up in the morning and by the time I've walked round to the other side of the bed, I have to sit on the bed and have an inhaler. Getting into the sitting room, I normally have to get into the bathroom first, because if I go into the sitting room and sit down, I will not make it to the bathroom. I will wet myself. Or worse. Because when I, you know, and Steve's very good, he'll make me a coffee, I turn my machine on and I have to sit for a minimum of half an hour before I can even take my pills and potions or get my breakfast. Because I just can't function.
Just get up and
Just,
function.
I can't.
No,
I
no.
can't. You know, like I've been out today, I'm out tomorrow. Now Wednesday and Thursday, I may not even get dressed. Because I haven't got the energy. Because I've used all my energy up.
Yes, yeah, yeah.
You know, but I'm not, oh, woe is me. I ain't got time for that.
No, you haven't. You never have been.
No,
Woe is me.
no, I do
She's
get
never-
down.
she just-
Oh, I do get down and I think,
Yes.
oh, I can't deal with this, I can't cope with this. You know, like, and then my sister will come round and say, hey, pull yourself together. I say, okay then.
Jan's wonderful.
You know,
Jan's wonderful.
she's lovely. You know, like, or I'll talk to my friend on Facebook, on Messenger in Bromyard, and we don't see each other very often. We've been friends for donkey's years. But I can say to her, I am really fed up. And we'll be there for about an hour, having a good old moan on
Good.
Messenger.
Good, good. That's
We both
good.
do, you know.
Good.
You know, she'll say to me, not good today. I'll say, what's the matter with that? You know, we just sort it out
Yes.
between us that
Yes,
way.
yeah.
But I don't let people see that I'm down very
No.
often. And I don't let people see that I don't feel very well.
So you hide it.
Well, yeah. You know, who wants to sit with somebody that's all doom and bleeding gloom? I'm sure I don't. You know, you've got to be prepared to help yourself before others will help you.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
That's not always easy. That's not always an easy thing to do. It's a very hard thing to do, and I appreciate that, especially with people with mental problems, you know, with depression. Because I suffer from depression. I don't believe anybody don't. Because
No.
everybody gets something that's on top of them.
Yes, of
and can't
course.
deal with it.
Yes.
But you've got to sort of give yourself a kick up the backside and say, hey, come on, you're still breathing. But you're still breathing. You know.
I agree.
The first time I was put on oxygen, I had a little machine. And I went home with my daughter-in-law and everybody was staring at me because I got the tubes. And they said, oh, I said, oh no. I said, meet Doris. And that's what the machine was called, Doris. He's Bert.
That's the...
And the other's Gert. Gert and Gert.
It is.
That's brilliant.
So that's cool then, is it? That's
That
all
is,
good.
that's
Yeah.
my life.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Anne.
I'm sorry if I've waffled. I'm sorry
You
if I've
haven't.
bored.
No, no, no,
You
no, no.
haven't.